when my girlfriend led her team to win the National College Debate Championship. The secret about my stutter was dug up and exposed to the world. Her fanboys cornered me in the gym storage room, taunting me, saying I wasn't good enough for her. In the past, she was always by my side, chasing away anyone who mocked me. But this time, she refused to answer my call. I was forced to recite tongue twisters while they poured soapy water down my throat. I walked back to my dorm, soaked to the bone. That's when I found out she was at the victory party with her teammates, accompanied by a sophomore from the Glee Club. She had once praised him, saying he sang like a nightingale. I guess it's time for me to leave. My mouth was full of soapy water when the hand gripping my chin finally let go. I instinctively retched and threw up. Hey, listen to that. He doesn't stutter when he pukes. Huh. He acts so mysterious and aloof, usually never speaking. I actually thought he was some cool silent heartthrob. Laughter erupted around me. A few guys were standing around, loosely bundled up in hoodies and masks. They claimed to be super fans of my girlfriend, Kathy. Yesterday, the finals of the two major universities' debate competition were live-streamed. As the team captain, Kathy performed brilliantly, gaining countless fans overnight. Social media comments were blowing up. The third speaker is gorgeous, and her logic is flawless. A true MVP. I wonder what kind of guy is good enough for her. She has a boyfriend. He's the mysterious campus hunk at our school named Ben. Ben Mysterious? Please. I was his high school classmate. He stutters if he talks too fast or too much. That's the only reason he keeps his mouth shut. For real? How is a guy like that good enough for Kathy? That same night, a few of Kathy's campus fanboys faked a message from a professor to trick me into coming to the equipment room. They tried to force me to read tongue twisters. When I refused, they started pouring soapy water into my mouth. I found a split second to dial my emergency contact. But the moment the call went out, one of them slapped the phone out of my hand and kicked it across the floor. The beeping of the connecting call hammered against everyone's chest. The screen lit up with Kathy's name. The circle of guys looked visibly nervous. Does Kathy really not like him anymore? She usually treats Ben pretty well. Do you think she'll be pissed if she finds out? Yeah, what if she answers? But almost immediately, the call was declined. Everyone let out a sigh of relief, except for me. My heart hit rock bottom. TCH, thought Kathy liked you so much. She definitely thinks you're annoying. That's why she hung up. I spoke slowly, enunciating every single word to refute them. You are lying. She is busy. One guy picked up my phone and pulled up Kathy's number again. I'll call her from my own phone. Let's see if she's actually busy or just avoiding you. This time, the phone rang twice and was picked up immediately. Hello. Who is this? A hand clamped over my mouth, stifling any sound. The guy holding the phone turned a bit red and didn't dare speak. Then a boy's voice came through the speaker, crisp and melodic. Kathy, come up on stage and say a few words. Let us admire our MVP's grace one more time. Kathy responded with a soft, okay, her tone laced with an indulgent sweetness I knew too well. Then the call ended. Make him do the tongue twisters. If he doesn't, keep pouring the soap. Get some pepper water too. Little stutterer, if you dare snitch when you get back, I'll post a video of you talking online. Let everyone see that our MVP's boyfriend can't even get a sentence out straight. Pathetic. I wasn't born with a stutter. When I was little, I was articulate, reciting ancient poems with a bobbing head, earning praise from all the adults. Until I was 9, Kathy woke me up from a nap. We snuck away from the adults and ran to the river to play. Kathy slipped and fell into the water. She choked, panicked, and looked like she was sinking. I was terrified. I ran all the way back, crying and screaming for adults to save her. In my panic, my language system seemed to crash. The words came out broken. Save. Save Kathy. Later, when they pulled her out, I couldn't stop convulsing with sobs. She was fine, but the shock broke something in me. I became a stutterer. The doctor called it a stress response, a psychological issue that regular medicine couldn't fix. Kathy felt guilty, so all through school, she never left my side. She protected me. To avoid repeating sounds, I got into the habit of speaking slowly, word by word. The rhythm sounded strange, and other kids would mimic me, laughing behind my back. Kathy would get angrier than I did. She fought with so many people for my sake. Worried she'd get into conflicts, I spoke less and less. We accompanied each other through middle school, high school, all the way to the summer after graduation. Kathy stood in front of me and said, "Ben, my feelings for you aren't just guilt." We started dating. The only thing I was better at than her was academics. My SAT scores were high enough to get me into a top-tier university. But I didn't dare go alone. For years, I'd been too ashamed to open my mouth. I barely communicated with anyone. I had no friends and had basically lost my social skills. It felt like I only had Kathy. A strange campus without Kathy by my side would be hell. So when Kathy suggested we stay at the local university together, I agreed. College wasn't like high school. There was more freedom, and I lived relatively comfortably. Kathy joined clubs and made lots of new friends. She never introduced us. She said I wouldn't adapt well, so I just quietly read my books. Knowledge, after all, doesn't mind if you stutter. Until now, because I rarely spoke, people labeled me as aloof or high maintenance. When that disguise was ripped away, I was met with intense malice. I think I'm starting to regret following Kathy here. Maybe Kathy regrets it too. The group finished filming their video and left. I slowly stood up and walked. I got back to the dorm in my soaked clothes. When I entered, my roommate just glanced at me and then turned his head away. I peeled off the wet clothes and took a shower. When I lay down on my bed, my phone pinged. It was a message from Kathy. "Ben, I was busy with something just now. Didn't see the call." "Okay, don't be mad. I didn't ignore it on purpose. Let's go to that new aquarium near campus tomorrow." "Okay." I didn't reply. I stared at the screen for a while before typing back. "Kathy, I know you were the victory party tonight. Did you think bringing me would be embarrassing?" The typing indicator stayed on for a long time. Then Kathy called. "Ben, how can you think that? I just know you don't like those kinds of social situations. I didn't ask you to come to protect you. But you brought that guy you mentioned before. The one named Justin. You've mentioned him more than once. You said he sings well." I spoke very slowly, word by word, but I still couldn't help repeating a few syllables. My roommates looked up at me. Because of my speech, Kathy and I usually texted. We rarely called unless it was urgent. If she truly hadn't seen the call, that would be one thing. But I knew she saw it. She just didn't want to answer the phone in front of her teammates and Justin. She didn't want to hear my stuttering voice in a moment like that. Justin was lively, confident, and had a beautiful voice. He was presentable. I wasn't. She thought I was shameful. Kathy's voice sounded a bit panicked as she kept explaining. "Ben, no, it's not like that. Justin just really loved our debate match, and he wanted to come to the event. It was just a casual thing, so I brought him along." Maybe realizing her excuse was weak, her voice got quieter and quieter. Finally, she sighed. "Ben, it's late. Can you just sleep? We'll go to the aquarium tomorrow. I'll explain everything properly and make it up to you." I gave a faint okay. It was just as well. I wanted to talk to her about leaving this school. Unfortunately, Kathy didn't show up the next day. I waited at the aquarium entrance for over an hour. Kathy had gone MIA. My messages sank like stones in the ocean. I called again and again, but no one answered. I didn't know her friends, and I didn't have their contact info. It hit me then. I didn't have a single mutual contact with Kathy in my phone. It seemed that ever since that guy Justin appeared, Kathy was rarely by my side. I crouched down, hugging my knees, and aimlessly scrolled through my phone. That's when I saw a video posted by someone on the school's confession wall page. In the video, my girlfriend was hugging another guy. The comments were full of people saying how moving the grand chorus was today. I tapped on the video. Justin was participating in the campus singer competition today, but when he got on stage, he couldn't sing a single word. It looked like he'd lost his voice. In the video, he stood helplessly on stage, looking around as if waiting for someone. A moment later, Kathy rushed in. She sprinted to the side of the stage, and I grabbed a microphone from a staff member. Kathy, articulate and logical, explained to the crowd that Justin had practiced until midnight every night for this competition, causing vocal strain and temporary loss of voice. She called on everyone to clap the beat for Justin and help him finish the song. Kathy was popular on campus. People listened to her. Gradually, the clapping became synchronized, and the scene turned into a massive sing-along. Perhaps relaxing helped because Justin's voice finally came back enough to finish the song reasonably well. The cheers were deafening. The atmosphere was electric, and the judges were deeply moved. They called it true school spirit and even gave Justin a special award. In the video, the moment the song ended, Justin rushed off the stage and hugged Kathy. Kathy brushed the hair from his forehead, her eyes filled with a gentleness that stung my soul. The video ended. Just as the playback finished, I finally saw Kathy running toward me, late. Her forehead was covered in sweat. "I'm so sorry, Ben. I'm late." I didn't speak. I just looked at her quietly. I didn't talk much usually anyway. This was our normal dynamic. But for some reason, she seemed agitated today. "Ben, can you please say something? It makes me panic when I can't hear your voice." "Is that so?" I thought, finding it funny. "Are you panicked because you can't hear me or because you have a guilty conscience?" I rubbed my thumb against my phone screen and said to her I saw the video. It took Kathy a moment to realize what I meant. Her expression became complicated. Usually so logical and precise, she suddenly seemed incoherent. Justin suddenly messaged me, saying he lost his voice. I only rushed over to help him. You know how important this competition was to him. Plus, he's never dealt with something like that before with so many people watching. "Ben, have some empathy. Think about when you first started stuttering. Remember how hard that was?" That comment tore open a scar, but Kathy clearly didn't realize it. She was still defending herself. "Ben, being late was my fault, but I just don't understand why you're so hostile toward Justin. I know you don't have friends and don't understand friendship, but do you have to control who my friends are to? Do you insist on making me just like you? I might be a stutterer, but I'm not disabled." I couldn't out-talk her, but my hands worked fine. I tore the seal off the boba tea I was holding and splashed it directly into Kathy's face. Enunciating every word, I said to her, "Kathy, next time before you speak, use your brain. Know what to say and what not to say." Kathy stood frozen, letting the tea drip from her hair onto the ground. Her fists clenched and unclenched. Finally, she gave me a deep look, turned around, and walked away. After Kathy left, I received a call from the university administration. "Hello, Ben. Regarding the transfer materials you submitted previously, we need to verify something. Are you certain you want to transfer?" This time, I didn't stutter. I spit out 2 words. Kathy and I were in a Cold War. She sent me a message saying we both needed to cool off. She still insisted I was too prejudiced against Justin. "Ben, if you can't accept my friends, then I can't accept you right now either. I hope you understand that life is made of many parts. I can't just revolve around you all day. And I hope you understand, after all these years, I'm really tired." Honestly, I didn't understand. I never begged her to take care of me. When I first started stuttering, I didn't actually feel that much about it. I thought if I gave it time, it might get better. It was Kathy who saw me like that and started crying, wailing about how she had ruined my life. She even said if no one wanted to marry me, she would. Later, she was the one who confessed to me, saying she loved me not just out of guilt, but a mix of love born from kinship and friendship since childhood. I thought we would spend our lives together. Unfortunately, the world is full of temptations. I sighed, forcing myself to ignore these troubles. I focused entirely on my transfer. During the second semester of freshman year, Kathy had started getting obsessed with socializing and was often away. That was when I first thought about transferring. I gathered a lot of information online. Transferring universities is hard, but not impossible. My original SAT scores met the requirements for my dream school. I just needed to coordinate everything and have some funds ready. Kathy didn't know this, but since starting college, I'd written quite a few articles. With some luck, several were published in prestigious magazines. It gave me a decent little savings account, so I wasn't broke regarding transfer fees. I wanted a change of environment. I wanted to see what kind of person I could be without her. While I waited for the transfer to process, Kathy and Justin's relationship progressed rapidly. They were like Siamese twins. Where one went, the other followed. You could always see their shadows side by side on campus. They both talked a lot, had the same hobbies, and laughed together. They truly looked like a couple in the honeymoon phase, unlike when Kathy and I got together. because we were too familiar. Nothing really changed from before we were dating. Whenever one of them posted on social media, the other would like it within minutes and leave a flirtatious comment. The reason I could see their interactions was that on the first day of our Cold War, Justin added me as a friend. He messaged, "Do you know Kathy has always blamed herself for your condition? All these years, she's been suffering inside." From Justin, I learned that Kathy had hunted down that high school classmate who called me a stutterer online. She called everyone in her contacts to find him and threatened to make him pay if he didn't delete the comment. But you are a stutterer. You can't just gag everyone in the world, right? It's been so many years, and Kathy is still in pain because of your stutter. I was the one who told her, or to let it go, and she finally felt a bit better. If you really love her, you shouldn't be unable to tolerate my existence. Ben, don't be weird and petty. Do you seriously not realize you've always been a burden to her? My mouth might be slow, but my typing is fast. I guess I'm what people call a keyboard warrior. Burden or not, if I hadn't saved her back then, she wouldn't be alive to be burdened by me, let alone stand here listening to you drive a wedge between us. Naturally, Justin got mad. Kathy called and told me to apologize to him. I ignored her. Our Cold War extended indefinitely until the day I stepped onto the grounds of a different university. Only then did Kathy realize I was gone. "Where are you? Why did your roommates say you moved out?" I replied seriously, "I transferred." "Are you crazy? Why would you transfer? How could you not tell me about something this big?" I sighed. "Kathy, I am an independent individual. I can choose my own life. Besides, my transferring isn't hard to understand. My grades were good enough for a better school. I won't pursue that. There is nothing wrong with that." That was probably the longest string of sentences she'd heard from me since I started stuttering. She forced herself to listen patiently, but then rebutted with disapproval. "So what if you can go to a better school? Ben, you aren't like normal people. You need someone by your side. You can't even speak clearly. How are you going to survive in college?" I was silent for a moment, then said earnestly, "Kathy, I just stutter. I'm not mute. And even if I were mute, I'd have the right to enjoy life freely. It might be harder than for normal people, but I'm not afraid." You say you're not afraid, but when you get bullied, I'm the one who has to fix it. Hurry up and ask the school if you could transfer back. Your parents won't agree to this either. Ben, can you stop making people worry so much? I interrupted her complaining. "Kathy, I already told my parents. They support me." It was true. Since the stutter started, I communicated less with my parents too. Usually, they just looked at me with heartbreak, speaking cautiously to avoid triggering my sadness. When I applied for college and said I wanted to go to the same school as Kathy, they didn't object. But when I talked to my dad earlier, he told me, "Ben, your mom and I never dared to say what was best for you. When you chose to go with Kathy, we worried, what if she changed her mind? But we also worried, what if you went to a new school alone and got bullied without telling anyone? But no matter what, Mom and Dad support your decision. You didn't do anything wrong. You did a good thing. The stutter is just an illness. It's not your fault. Deciding to transfer makes us think you are very brave." Remembering my parents' words gave me the courage to debate the best debater. I pushed down the bitterness in my chest. My speech was slow, but my tone was firm. "I'm not afraid. Even if they laugh at me, I'm not afraid. I did nothing wrong. I shouldn't feel ashamed. Kathy, let's break up. I never blamed you for what happened, and you don't need to carry such a heavy burden. Maybe we both need to choose our own new lives." I moved in my new dorm. Standing in front of the door, I took several deep breaths. I repeatedly practiced the self-introduction I had prepared. Just as I gathered the courage to knock, the door swung open. A guy holding a basketball looked up at me in surprise. A new roommate. Then from behind him, some unknown creature seemed to emit a high-pitched screech of excitement. Thump, thump sounds followed, like someone jumping from a bunk bed to the floor. Finally, the professor said a handsome guy was coming. "Quick, don't just stand there, come in. Are you tired from the trip? Why didn't you tell us earlier? We could have come down to help with your luggage." I was ushered into the room, and the intro I'd rehearsed vanished from my mind. I just stuttered through a greeting. "Hello, everyone." One roommate, clearly having no concept of personal space, patted my cheek. "Damn, seriously handsome." I got even more nervous, and the stutter kicked in hard. "I am Ben. Anyway, I hope to get along with everyone. That's the handsome guy for you. Even his way of talking is unique. I like it. I'm Tank. You haven't eaten, right? There's a spicy hot pot place on the second floor of the cafeteria that is amazing. Tons of sesame sauce. Put your stuff down, let's go. Yeah, if you don't like hot pot, we have other recommendations. Our cafeteria is famous. After we eat, we can show you around campus. I looked at the eager faces of the boys in front of me and smiled slightly. It seemed my new life at the new school wasn't going to be as terrible as I imagined. Actually, it was going to be great. The day after I broke up with Kathy, she and Justin officially got together. Justin posted a photo on his socials. It was a picture of their shadows overlapping. The caption read, "Want to be intertwined with you every moment." In the following days, Justin showed off their relationship constantly. When Justin sang, Kathy would be in the audience, clapping along with a look of pure adoration. When Kathy led her team in debates, Justin would dress up, eyes sparkling, cheering for her from the stands. In a post-match interview, the host asked Justin, "Your girlfriend is so good at debating. What happens if you argue? You'll never win." Just as Justin looked awkward, not knowing how to answer, Kathy walked over, interlaced her fingers with his, and took the microphone. "There's no scenario where he can't win an argument because no matter who is wrong, I'll just unconditionally let him lecture me." They smiled at each other. To anyone watching, they looked like two people deeply in love. Justin clipped that interview and posted it to his social media. Overnight, the college couple's popularity skyrocketed. Striking while the iron was hot, Justin moved their sweet daily interactions from private posts to public platforms like TikTok. In a few days, they gained nearly 100,000 followers. Comments poured in. "He's handsome and both talented. I ship it." Maybe because of the algorithm, Justin's new video posted a minute ago was pushed right to my feed. Unsurprisingly, it was more couple content. I casually opened the comments, expecting praise. But the top comment was about me. Didn't someone say Kathy's boyfriend was a stutterer before? What happened? Did she swap him out? I rubbed my finger over the screen. By the time I refreshed, the comment was gone. Justin had deleted it. I sighed and logged out of my social media accounts. I didn't want to pay attention to this anymore. I got up and went to the cafeteria with my roommates. I was adapting well to life at the new school. I proactively told my roommates about the childhood trauma that caused my stutter, saving Kathy. I had braced myself for mocking or pitiful looks. That's how people usually reacted. Result? They started worshiping me. "Whoa, Ben, that means you're seriously kind-hearted. You were that desperate to save someone?" Yeah, I gotta say, knowing the backstory makes hearing you talk sound kinda cool now. Because of their encouragement, I gradually became more confident. I talked and laughed more, and I called my parents more often. Life was getting better day by day, until I found out that the video of me being bullied had been uploaded to the internet. Kathy and Justin were getting famous as couple influencers. They even landed a sponsorship for electric toothbrushes. I guess the guys who bullied me before couldn't stand it. They were jealous of me before, and now they were jealous of Justin. So out of spite, they released the video. But they used a burner account and altered the audio so only my voice was recognizable. They cut out the bullying part, leaving only the segment where I called Kathy. In the video, you could clearly hear Kathy hanging up on me. But immediately after, she answered a call from a stranger's phone. Justin's voice is unique and easy to recognize. Their tone was intimate. Combined with their current status as a couple, it made people think. The account posted the video with a long caption accusing Justin of being a homewrecker who inserted himself between Kathy and me. That night was the victory party. Kathy brought Justin along and refused to answer Ben's call. As Ben's friends, we can't watch this anymore. We hope Justin has some shame and breaks up with Kathy. Kathy still had hype from her competition, and Justin was a micro-influencer. The video was immediately shared by tons of students. The situation escalated. Justin, who usually posted constantly, went silent. I was actually curious what they would do. Then I got a call from Kathy. She said, "Ben, can you post a video saying that night at the party you asked me to bring Justin?" The dorm was quiet. I heard my own voice. "Why should I? Do you know how bad Justin's mental state is right now? And we technically got together after we broke up. So how is that cheating? Plus, your friends caused this mess. I didn't even know you hung out with such trashy people. You plotted with them to test me that night. I didn't explain my relationship with those bullies because while I was on the phone with Kathy, a familiar sound came from my room. It was the sound of me choking on soapy water, being grabbed by the hair and forced to stutter. Tank was sitting next to me on his phone. When I looked over, he frantically tried to close the video, realizing I'd already seen it. He stopped struggling and hugged me, his eyes red with anger and sympathy. His phone screen showed a trending hashtag. Hashtag Kathy ex-boyfriend bullied. Someone had uploaded the full video. Previously, while Kathy and Justin were scrambling to prove their innocence, the internet's focus had shifted. People questioned the first video. This looks edited. And doesn't Ben look weird? His clothes are soaking wet. Yeah, and what college students hang out in a gym storage room? Something's off. While they were suspicious, another account released the unedited footage. The uploader claimed to be a roommate of the bullies who couldn't stand him anymore. He said they bullied him too. He waited until they were asleep, unlocked one of their phones, and posted the evidence to free himself and help me. I didn't have any followers, so I was scared no one would see it if I just posted about myself. So I posted Ben's video, hoping the public would help me escape these guys too. I watched the video. My eyes were terrified. I was stuttering at a phone screen, reading tongue twisters they found online. Every time I read a line, they laughed. In the video, my eyes were red, my voice choking. But only I knew I wasn't crying because I was being bullied. I was crying because I'd seen the future of my relationship with Kathy. I watched it twice. My roommate surrounded me, looking helpless. Tank finally took the phone away. I looked up. He was crying. Ben, don't watch it. Who did this? We'll find them. How can people be this messed up? Maybe Kathy saw the video too. The call I had hung up on rang again a while later. I didn't pick up. Then her messages flooded in. Ben, please answer. I didn't know you were bullied that night. Why didn't you tell me? Is that why you transferred and broke up with me? Because you got bullied on my account? But you'll get bullied at the new school too. Come back, please. I promise I'll take care of you like before. No, I'll do even better. I muted her. I scrolled through the comments. Sympathy, mockery, anger, everything was there. I turned to my roommates. I want to make a video. It was night, so the lighting wasn't great. My roommates hyped me up from the sidelines. We uploaded it immediately. Wearing a shirt my roommates dug through 4 closets to find, I smiled at the camera and spoke slowly. I am Ben. I have had a stutter since I was 9. I don't think this is shameful, and I don't think I deserve to be bullied or mocked for it. On the contrary, I think the people who bullied me are the ones with the problem. They look like normal people on the outside, but their hearts are incomplete. They are rotting. One look at their souls would make you sick. They are the ones who deserve the world's ridicule and contempt. The old me was afraid to speak, afraid to make friends. I took the malice others threw at me and accepted it as something I deserved. I was punishing myself for other people's mistakes. But now I understand. The world is big. It is your hearts that are small. I still spoke in broken segments, word by word. But so what? It's kind of unique, isn't it? That's just Ben's way of speaking. The video sparked a massive conversation. The hashtag the world is big, your heart is small, hit the trending list. Many influencers stood up to speak for me. People shared their own stories of being bullied. I got really fat as a kid because of hormone shots for an illness. I was bullied every day, called a pig. But I was just sick. My mom sold seafood. I always smelled like fish. They call me rotten jellyfish. Even the teacher laughed. I lost my legs in an accident. They call me half pint and said I wasn't even as tall as a pig. I decided that even if I was only half a person, I'd live better than those whole people. I taught myself to dance. I bought my mom a house. I think I'm awesome. Ben, little bro, you're awesome too. Due to the public pressure, the school expelled the students who bullied me. After the storm settled a bit, Kathy and Justin's couple account updated again. Justin looked haggard, eyes red, looking very pitiful. First, he clarified the cheating allegations. When Kathy and I got together, they had already broken up. There was no affair. I saw Ben's video, and I sympathized with him. Then he pivoted to say I was destroying his relationship with Kathy. but that shouldn't be a reason for everyone to give him a free pass. Kathy finally moved on, but because of this bullying incident, she's been dragged back by the memories. Just because Ben saved her as a kid, does she have to owe him her entire life? Now my relationship with her is suffering. Because of her guilt toward Ben, she can't eat, and she even brought up breaking up with me. Shouldn't Ben feel guilty about that? This backfired. The internet roasted him. Bro, I get it. I'm a gaslighter too. Are you psycho? What guilt? You mean the guilt where she introduced you to her team while dating? Ben took you to the party and ignored Ben's call because she was feeling guilty. Talk about biting the hand that feeds. If not for Ben, your girlfriend would be 6 feet under. The netizens were furious, but technically there wasn't hard proof that Kathy was cheating with Justin while we were dating. Taking him to the party was a public event. Just then, my old roommate stepped up. I was Ben's roommate back when Ben and Kathy were still dating. I went to the track to work out and accidentally saw Justin kiss Kathy. She didn't push him away immediately. Also, I can confirm Ben came back soaked that night. It must have been the night of the bullying party. The internet exploded. It ended with Justin deleting his account. The brands they worked with issued statements. Statements distancing themselves, likely demanding compensation. Kathy kept calling me. I never answered. Later, I saw her at the gate of my new school. She looked worn out. Seeing me, her lips parted, but no words came out. I spoke first. Kathy, did you need something? She was silent for a moment, eyes tearing up. Ben, I was wrong. That night, I just wanted to walk him back to the dorm, but he started talking about his family trauma. I felt bad for him, so I walked with him on the track. When he kissed me, I did push him away. I waved my hand, signaling I didn't care. I tried to walk past her, but she grabbed my arm, her voice trembling. Ben, I used to think I had to stay by your side to protect you. I never thought the person hurting you most would be me. Those guys who bullied you. I found them one by one and reported them to the school. They're packing their bags now. Of course, Justin and I are facing disciplinary action too. I don't know if hearing that makes you happy. I shook my head and pulled my arm free. Kathy, happy or not, your affairs have nothing to do with me anymore. Kathy laughed self-deprecatingly. You're right. Your world is big. It was my heart that was too small. She tried one last time. Ben, are we really done? I know we can't go back to being lovers, but we're still family, aren't we? Kathy, I interrupted her. Do you know when I was most disappointed in you? Was it the day I was bullied and you hung up the phone? I shook my head. No, it wasn't a phone call. It was afterward. When you said if I didn't accept Justin, you wouldn't accept me. I know why you said that. It's because you thought I couldn't leave you. You relied on that to bully me. I watched Kathy's face turn pale. She stepped forward as if to stop me from saying the next sentence, but I said it anyway. Kathy, there is no going back. Not to romance, not to family, not to the friendship of our childhood. I finished the long string of sentences. Kathy stood there dazed. My roommates, who had been waiting nearby in case I needed help, suddenly cheered. Tank rushed over and hugged me. The others followed. I looked at their tearful, joyful faces in confusion. Ben, you just spoke. It was so smooth. I suddenly realized it. That entire speech, I hadn't paused. Word by word, I hadn't repeated a syllable. I smiled, relieved. I put my arms around my roommates, and we walked forward together into the evening breeze. For a moment, I felt like I was back in that summer when I was 9. I heard my own voice. Kathy, go on by yourself. I'm not going with you. Kathy, goodbye.